So guys, it's currently Sunday, and as you can see on my screen, I have the pairs I'm monitoring for the upcoming week. So thank you for tuning to this episode. Let's not waste any more time and jump right into the video. So the first pair on our watch list is GBP card, and if you look at GBP card on the weekly time frame, what we notice is that we're experiencing bullish market structure. And what do I mean by bullish market structure? Simple higher high, higher lows. Let me mark it out. This was a higher high, we had a higher low, and this was a higher high, we had a higher low, and this was the last higher high. All of this was just a pullback. All of this was a pullback, that internal structure that gave us the next higher high. Then we have the higher low. What I'm realizing now is that price has come back on the weekly time frame and is struggling to break these highs right there. And if you look closely, this reacted from around psychological level 187,500. Let me remove this real quick. 187,500 and give us this pullback. And this impulse leg, this next leg is supposed to be as impulsive as this, but you can see how choppy it is. So the information I'm getting from this price action on the weekly time frame is that the bullish trade idea is, the bullish sentiment is not really as strong as the bearish sentiment. And the last piece of confirmation on the weekly time frame is that we closed bearish engulfing on the weekly time frame. So if we jump back to the daily time frame and investigate our levels, let's jump back to the daily time frame. Jump back to the daily time frame and investigate our levels. You realize that there's a resistance zone which the price has attempted multiple times and has been unable to break, and that is the resistance zone right there. This was the first attempt, this was the second attempt, sent price to the downside. So we're here one more time, and price has been unable to break that piece of resistance, but instead we have also melted very aggressively here. And if you mark our daily structure, you realize that price on this resistance zone has given us a double top. Let me mark it out. This is the first top right here. That's the first top, and this is the second top right here. After this double top, price aggressively melted. Another piece of confluence again is that this resistance zone, this trend line, price also broke below it. So you can realize how we're beginning to stack up multiple reasons why I think we should go on shorts on this trade, why we should sell this trade. So you see, this was the first touch of the trend line. This was the first one, this was the second touch, and we pulled it out. Realize that price broke below it. Then what we can now do next, and maybe just for aesthetics, you can mark out the top, but it doesn't really matter. First touch, second touch, and you draw it out. Yeah, you can see it's like a channel that's closing. So the last piece of evidence, not the last, another one again, is that if you draw your Fibonacci from swing high to swing low, realize that there's resistance that I'm expecting a retest to come from, and it could be from here. I'm expecting this to serve as a resistance, and it aligns perfectly with the 0.618 level of my Fibonacci. So all I'm waiting for on GBP card is a nice retest like this, just a little retest here to continue the bearish move, and we could take it all the way. This is the next support and resistance zone that stands out to me. I notice how it also almost stands out with my aligns with my Fibonacci extension. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'm just expecting a nice retest of this place here, this support and resistance zone. If we come back here and find my entry signal, I'll be interested in taking shots on this trade and targeting as much as these lows. The other thing we can look out for in this case is 18500, that's psychological level. So depending on how impulsive, if price impulsively closes below it, we're targeting this place. So that's the trade idea on your GBP card. Yes. The next pair is GBP AUD, which is similar to GBP card. Let's start GBP AUD on the weekly time frame like I always do. So on the weekly time frame, what you realize is that we hit around psychological level 2100, and after we hit that level we can see the slowdown in the momentum. And if you jump out to the daily time frame, jump to the daily time frame, what we can see here is also the level clearer, 2100. The last time price was there, price closed this big bearish engulfing candle and sent price all the way here. So what I'm beginning to notice on this pair now is that we're back to this resistance level again, and we're beginning to see slowdown in bullish momentum because we arrived to the level in a channel. Okay, first touch, there you go. We arrived the level in a channel, and if you jump down here, you begin to notice that price failed to break below, or break above rather. So on the 4-hour time frame, what are we seeing here? What we're seeing here is this trend line, first touch, second touch, then you draw it out. So what we're seeing here is price has also come to the level on the 4-hour time frame, 2100, and has given us a double top. And if you also decide to draw it from first touch, second touch, and you pull it out, there you go. So as you can see, price has then given us what? A double top on the round psychological level 2100, which is quite similar to the trade idea on GBP card. So this is like part of the reasons why we should even sell. If I was monitoring this pair last week, this bearish engulfing candle here is already my sell signal. Stop loss above the highs, which is quite a large stop loss, but yeah, I've gotten a 70 pips stop loss, and I've targeted this next level here with 190 pips. But since we're unable to find that entry, what I'm anticipating now is a simple retest of support and resistance. And the support and resistance zone that stands out to me is this one here, like so. Just pull it up a little bit, and if you pull it to the left, you see that it has also served as support and resistance here and here. So since we're unable to find that initial entry, what we have to do now is just find if a little retest comes back here, I'd be interested in taking these sales all the way here. So what are we looking at? Stop loss above the highs. Then we'll be targeting these lows here. So yeah, this is a potential 1 to 3. Very confident trade idea. I like how it's looking, because we started on the weekly time frame, down to the daily, down to the 4-hour. So I think the last pair, okay. If you look at GBP NZD, we're seeing like a potential head and shoulders pattern, which I love so much. If you look at the weekly time frame, price hits around psychological level 2.275. As you can see, price hit this level and was unable to keep going up. On the weekly time frame, we closed this big, I think this is called a hammer. Well, a huge wick on the top and small body below, which signifies that price is potentially going to keep pushing down. Let me see if I can find an example. Okay, let's just pay attention. And if you jump to the daily time frame, you began to see a potential head and shoulders pattern, and you see that the daily structure has not yet switched, but it's failing, because this is a higher high, this is a higher low, this is a higher high, this is a higher low. This higher low failed to make a higher high, which is now a lower high. So what I'm anticipating is a simple lower low to take the retest. And if you look at it from another perspective, which is on the 4-hour time frame, you realize that we have a very clean head and shoulders pattern here. So let me just mark it out. This could be your left shoulder, this could be your head, and this could be considered your right shoulder. So what I'm just waiting for is the break of the neckline. If we're able to break this neckline here, like so, that's the neckline. If we're able to break this neckline, I'm interested in taking sales from either the resistance zone or the neckline or this round psychological level 2.2500. So that's all there is to GBP NZD. Quite simple and textbook. Price action and market structure. Let me mark it out better. That will be my left shoulder. That will be my head. This will be my right shoulder. So a simple break and retest is what I'm waiting for. You can see price also respected this zone here, but that's not for us to worry about. Yeah, this is what I'm saying on GBP NZD. On the sell here, somewhere there, stop loss above the highs, maybe like 60, 70 pips stop loss. Then we'll be targeting this next psychological level 2.2500. The only thing we should watch out for is this zone here, like this, because if you look to the left, this zone is a solid support and resistance zone that has been respected multiple times. So we're just waiting for this break and retest right here. We're already 9 minutes in, but I hope you guys are gaining anything from the video. USD CHF, similar head and shoulders pattern is what I'm saying on the daily time frame. I'm just waiting for a break of neckline. Let's go to the daily time frame. We go to the daily time frame. I hope you can already see it. That from, okay, let's even go weekly so I can show you why I'm bearish on the daily time frame. So on the weekly time frame, notice how we had this impulse and we had this support and resistance zone. Price pulled back to the support and resistance zone on the weekly, closed bearish engulfing, and on the daily time frame, we're seeing a potential head and shoulders pattern. I'm considering this a left shoulder, this a head, and I'm considering this a right shoulder. So all I'm waiting for is the break of neckline and retest to continue going to the downside. That's all there is to USD CHF. And if you zoom into the 4 hour, we can even just mark it out here. But let's go 4 hour. You can see left head, right shoulder on the daily time frame. So if we're able to find an entry from the retest of the neckline, I'm willing to hold this position like so. Yeah, the only zones that could obstruct this sell is this zone here and this zone here. So if we're able to clear these zones, this is the trade idea on USD CHF. Euro AUD is a position I'm currently in, and today is Sunday. And you can see I think we're up 100 plus pips. I wish I could show you my entry, but that's the phone I'm currently using to record. We're up 109 pips. I'll probably pop a screenshot of the floating position and stuff like that. And I'm expecting this to come to around psychological level. The only red flag in this trade is that I have a bearish trade idea on GBP AUD, which is this sell, and I have a floating position on Euro AUD, which is a buy. And those two pairs tend to move in the same direction. So what I'm going to do is probably just protect my position, move my stop loss to break even, and let the trade play out. But it also seems like I'm being greedy because I'm trying to catch 220 pips and we're up 120-ish pips. No, okay, let's call it 119 pips, which is 120 pips, which is a good risk to reward as well, 1 to 2.4. So I think I could just close it, or I don't know. I always like to hold my positions to stop loss or take profit though. So I don't know, we might have to close here. But we're rejecting from this. Now I'm not closing. Instead, I would rather take break even on this position. So what I'm going to do is move my stop loss to break even and let it play out. I'm also in this NZD USD buys from last week. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'll do an update. So yeah guys, that's all for the video. 14 minutes of gems. Let me take you to the Telegram group and show you that I already sent all these trade ideas to the Telegram group. This was a trade from last week, USD card, which missed my entry by 2 pips and went all the way down. This is a position I took on GBP JPY. It probably needs its own dedicated breakdown. But this trade, as you can see from the floating position, 0.01 lot size, I was able to catch 250 pips. Yep. So yeah guys, this is the Telegram group. I've sent out the trade ideas on a Sunday. by what time? 10:17 a.m. So I'll be leaving the link to the Telegram in the description of this video. If you've taken any value from the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the Telegram group if you'd like to get these trade ideas early, I guess. So I'll see you in the next episode. Peace, guys.